Okay, so this is my blog again. I had last week was a little bit overwhelming as far as information goes, so I was going to wait until we had done everything and then post on Saturday, but I've been like contemplating everything and so I'm going to do both last week and this week. Um, Last week it was amazing with Chris Robinson. Just everything that we discussed, and uh, I'm gonna try to keep it quick because I could go on and on and on. I was amazed at how much the Scottish language itself has affected not only the Appalachian language but the U.S. as a whole. I mean, and just the one example that she had given was the schedule thing. Schedule, they say that in Scots as well. So, and that's how the U.S. says it. And it started to make me think like because in the U.S. When we discuss U.S. history and everything, it's British. But when we discuss British, we discuss England, not Scotland. And I'm curious of how much different it would have been if Scotland wasn't in the picture at all, and it was just the English. Um, there's so much Scottish influence on our society. I mean, even from this week's transatlanticism talks, we see that. So I just wonder how how different the U.S. would be if Scotland had no part in it. You know, uh, as far as this week, the talks were amazing. Both Sarah and Adam's talks on transatlanticism, and then our talks on the Enlightenment yesterday. I wasn't there Wednesday, obviously, but um, the transatlantic talks, I mean, they were great. I liked seeing the historical aspect, and I thought it was funny that we have tartan days in the U.S., but they can't get them up and running in the country that tartans come from. So, and the big wigs in Edinburgh and Glasgow go to New York to attend this parade, and they can't get it off the ground here. And the Enlightenment talks, they were great. I really liked our discussions on uh, like the meanings behind the meanings and uh, the way that these Scots that are supposed to be um, like barbarous and just basically hilljacks like Appalachians are known for, and how they could use their language and um, the way that they had written to such a high degree that I would prefer to listen to it than Shakespeare. So that was really neat. The one other thing that I wanted to just get out there. I know Adam said we were at Triquare, and Adam said that to um, not like see every little detail because at halftime when you do that you wrong when it comes to transatlanticism, or not just transatlanticism but history in general. When you start like getting real detail oriented between like Scotland and the Appalachians, or Scotland and the U.S., or whatever subject you may be talking about. But um, I believe it was Erin. She was talking. She was going, well, yeah, the Highlands were um, kind of discriminated against, just like the Appalachians were. And he had said, yeah, you can do that, but don't, you can't get academic with it, but I don't know. I disagree a little bit with that. Purely academic, Adam. I'm not trying to, but I even the lowlands of Scotland, as far as England was concerned, especially uh, London in general and the aristocracy of England, they I don't think they just I might have missed something in class, but from personal experience with Appalachia, they don't distinguish that much between the lowlands and the highlands. I'm sure that they knew that there was a highlands and a lowlands, but I think they categorized them into one being instead of separating them between the highlands, which are supposed to be barbarous, and the lowlands, which was trying to be I can't even say the word, aristocrats, as far as England was concerned, or as far as they wanted England to view them. But I think that they had mashed them together and just considered the whole of Scotland as a cesspool of poor, ignorant hilljacks, like I said before. And that, I mean, that's really similar to the way everyone but Appalachia views Appalachia. Um, I mean, you can, from personal experience, even Athens, the city of Athens, and the surrounding countryside is two completely different things. But if you go up to Lancaster or Columbus and even higher, when you say, "Oh, I'm from southeastern Ohio," they're like, "Oh, Appalachia, hilljacks, hillbillies, ignorant," and I mean that goes for not only the people that live in the country, but the people that live in the in the city of Athens as well. And I mean, I hear from Athenians all the time. Oh, I go up there and they just talk down to me like I'm ignorant, and they're from the city of Athens, and and I'm sure I know almost 99% positive that uh, the rest of the Appalachians, whether it be in the city, even like Charleston, North Carolina, I can almost guarantee you that that's a big metropolis, and I bet you that they still get that um, when they talk to people from New York or Chicago or some of the bigger places that they they get that as well. They get that, oh, you're nothing but a ignorant hillbilly, and I see the correlation between that and Scotland as a whole. Um, I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but that's my viewpoint on it. I think there is that similarity, and not just with the Highlands, but with the Lowlands as well. When you're discussing um, the transatlantic viewpoints of both Scotland and the Appalachians, because, like I said, there's no when you talk to somebody from Columbus, there's no distinction between the people that live in the city of Athens and people that live in the country that do speak um, the Appalachian dialect. And I see that in the history of Scotland as far as London is concerned with grouping Scotland instead of with Highlands and Lowlands, but grouping it as a whole and considering them ignorant and backwards. So that's really all I have today. I'll make sure that I do one for both weeks this upcoming week or these upcoming 2 weeks. So thanks. If you guys have any questions or want to um, elaborate on something that I said or want to have a discussion with me, just post a comment and we'll get together or something. Thanks. Bye.